Hi, everyone, and welcome. We are so looking forward to having you join us this coming spring semester at Queen Mary University of London. My name is Ashley. I am a study abroad officer for Queen Mary. I'm actually based in the US, but I will be seeing all of you during Welcome Week, so please do come say hello. We've created this presentation as a team to help you get ready and make the most out of your time in London while you are studying abroad. We're going to cover a variety of topics to help you get prepared, but please do keep in mind that this advice and guidance of what's to come is meant for all students. We do recognize that students are coming to us from all different countries around the world, and each of your home institutions might have some different timelines and requirements. And please do also note that this presentation is just general guidance. If you do have any specific questions that were not covered in this presentation, please do not hesitate to reach out to our team. There are no silly questions. Our email address will be on the last slide, and we are here to help you every step of the way and want to make sure that you feel as confident as possible before heading to London. So first, I'd like to introduce you to the Global Partnerships and Opportunities team. Here, all these smiling, great faces are here to help you every step of the way when you are on campus. You will see us during Welcome Week. We will first meet you during orientation, but please do not hesitate to come stop by during our office hours, or if you see any of us, come ask any questions that you have, or just simply come say hello. So first, I'd like to talk a little bit about student expectations. We just want to set you up for success, and here are some things that our team will expect of you prior to your arrival in London. First and foremost, please be paying attention to your email between now and your arrival. We're going to be sending out regular communication, including some countdown newsletters, which you've already should have received a couple of them. If not, you can always refer back to our website to look at them. And then an arrival guide as well. I promise you, these are very important and very helpful and useful to you before you arrive on campus. It has general guidelines, deadlines, information about everything that you need to set you up for success. So please make sure you're reading thoroughly and act promptly when required, because there might be some additional forms that you might need to fill out before coming to campus. Understand that you are nearly one of 600 students joining us this coming semester. We are so excited for the amount of study abroad students coming from all around the globe. But please make sure you're being responsible for your own experience and help us help you if you guys need anything. All right, so accepting your admissions offer. If you haven't yet, please log back into your Queen Mary applicant portal. We also call it MySIS, using the same login credentials you did when submitting your application. This is very important because if you have not accepted your offer, you won't be able to access module registration or other key parts of getting you ready before you come to campus. If you want to just triple check, log back in, make sure if you see that red tile, you are clicking respond to offer and accepting or declining your offer. If you have accepted it, nothing else you need to do. If you are a conditional offer holder, you received a specific email or emails about outstanding documents that we do need as soon as possible in order to receive your unconditional offer as well. If things change, please let us know. And if you cannot come to campus anymore, we will definitely understand. Reach out to us to let us know if you need to withdraw your application and just let us know right away. Okay, module registration. So module registration is till November 25th. Once that is closed, no modifications can be made until your arrival on campus. That is a hard no modifications can be made. I promise you there will be a 3-week-long add drop period that when you guys arrive on campus, everything will reopen and you'll be able to make changes to your schedule. Personalized timetables will become available to you right before you arrive and when teaching begins. That way you can see if there's any overlap on any lectures or seminars and any changes that you need to make. One thing that the UK does a little differently is that your final examination timetable, when your final exams will not be released until midway through the semester. So please do not plan on leaving London until after the end of the final examination period, as you may have, a final exam on the afternoon of the last day. But once you get those final exam schedules, you can confirm with the academic schools. to make sure that you know, and then you can make plans after that. If you need any sort of help looking up different modules, please look into our module directory and make sure that you are filtering to open to associates. You are considered an associate student. That's what our study abroad students are called here at Queen Mary. So make sure that you are looking through those to see what is available to you. If there is a module that you do see that you like, but it is not open to associates, unfortunately, no exceptions can be made. So please make sure that you're filtering appropriately and ahead of time before any sort of clashes or anything happen ahead of time. Ensure that your desired modules are pre-approved by your home institution. This is a great way to avoid any sort of headaches and stress. Essentially, if you need any sort of syllabus or course descriptions, please do reach out, look through the module directory. That way you can make sure that the classes that you are taking abroad will work towards your degree and that will transfer back. I personally recommend having some backup options that are pre-approved just in case a class gets full, you don't reach the prerequisites, anything like that. That way you can avoid, having to make changes later on and finding classes later on. Okay, so arrivals and welcome week when I get to see all of you. So first is our campus housing move-in weekend. If you have accepted your offer to live on campus, you'll see the dates that you can move in. Move-in weekend starts January 9th and ends the 12th as welcome week starts the 13th, and that welcome week is mandatory. Move-in dates and other key program dates, you can look on our website to find a little bit more about those if you have any questions. So please make sure you're paying attention to that. When you do arrive in London, please note, unfortunately, there is no airport shuttle provided. So you will need to make your way from the airport, tube, train, anything like that to our Mile End campus. If you do land in Heathrow or some of the other airports throughout London, it is very easy to get to our campus as we have big tube stops right by our campus on both ends, which we'll go over in a little bit. Right before you do arrive, we will send out an arrival guide and a welcome week schedule to you through the Countdown newsletter. So please keep an eye on that. Welcome week, we will have so much fun doing orientations, meet and greets, local tours, pubs, quizzes, everything like that to make sure that you're getting to meet everyone and having fun and mingling your first week there and making sure that you are all set up before teaching begins the following week. Okay, so thinking about what to pack and obviously the weather here. London has a relatively temperate climate, but you won't see any extreme heat or extreme cold during the academic year. So please make sure that you're just kind of checking the highs and lows prior to packing so you know what to bring. I personally recommend bringing a light waterproof jacket as it does tend to rain, and maybe a medium outwear piece as well. If you're looking to save space, either carry a winter coat with you on the airplane or buy one when you get here so it doesn't take up all of your luggage space. London is an amazing walking city. It is very walkable, so please make sure you're packing comfortable shoes as there is plenty of cobblestones for you to trip over. So we just want to make sure that you have plenty of backups if you need it. Things to note, though, about the UK and actually most of Europe, when things start getting a lot warmer, is that there's typically not any air conditioning. It's just kind of a normal thing in the UK and throughout Europe. This includes the campus residences if you are living on campus. Rest assured, though, heat, that's no problem. You will find that in all buildings throughout the UK and Europe, as well as your campus residences, too. Aside from clothing, please make sure the big things, you have documentation and medications and, any sort of outlet converters that you need, not just for the UK, but also throughout Europe if you're planning on traveling. I personally recommend keeping the documentations, medications, and any sort of outlet converters in your personal carry-on or your personal bag that you have with you traveling. That way you have it just in case your luggage, airlines sometimes can lose your checked bag. And please pack lightly, one, so that you have plenty of room to take home souvenirs when you guys go home. But two, if you are arriving on the tube stations, please note that not every stop does have an elevator or an escalator. So you will need to be carrying your big suitcases up maybe 30, 40 steps. I just want you to be well prepared, and I wouldn't recommend leaving one at the top while you go down and grab another one. So please do keep that in mind. Okay, getting around London, public transport is great, especially if you are coming from the US. It is something incredible over in the UK and Europe. We call it, the underground or the tube. So our campus, the Mile End campus, has two main stations, Mile End and Stepney Green. And both of those stations have some of the biggest lines there that take you all throughout the city, to the touristy stuff, to wherever you want to go in every sort of direction. And they're also a great way to get you to other lines too. The buses are also used everywhere, so please take advantage of those. And they head in every direction, are very reliable too. And we have a couple that are right there on campus. If you're going to get an Oyster card, which we highly recommend, you can top up with money online or at stations. Public transportation doesn't really accept cash. London's also kind of a cashless city to keep in mind. So you'll want to use a credit card or an Oyster card, or keep your credit card on your phone. That way you can just tap in and out, or on your smartwatch too. But please do keep in mind, if you're using any sort of card, like a debit card or a credit card, that you don't have any sort of international transaction fees, because that can add up after a while. You can add money to your Oyster card at the beginning of your stay. Make sure you register it though, so you can get a refund if you lose it. And simply, when you're on public transportation, whether it's the tube or a bus, you're tapping in and tapping out on every single ride that you go on. Just because if you don't, you could be charged the maximum possible fare. But it is very easy to use. Unfortunately, there's no big, monthly, semester, or year-long passes to use public transportation. It's more just kind of like a daily thing, and it automatically registers where you get on and where you get off, and that's how it charges you from there. If you do have any questions, though, there is very friendly staff at each station, and the bus drivers as well, to help you with this. And, when you're on the escalators, please make sure you're standing on the right while some people walk on the left. Safety in London. So Queen Mary's campus was actually voted the safest out of all the Russell Group universities in London. But please still be vigilant and aware of your own surroundings and everything like that. I can say for experience that Queen Mary is actually a very safe campus. For example, each night, all of the gates that surround campus will lock, except for one of them. So the only way that you can get in and out of campus at a certain point at night is to show your ID to the security guard. So please make sure you always have your ID on you. Do not leave your bedroom unlocked. And please note that there's 24-hour security and CCTV on campus. So like I said, it is very safe. If you do see anyone acting suspicious or doing any sort of unusual behavior, make sure that you remove yourself from that situation. Report it to a member of the station staff if you're on public transit, or the police. The police are actually very, very friendly and are more than happy to assist you if you feel unsafe in any way. I highly recommend using the buddy system until you get comfortable, or just throughout your whole semester. And then, just be wary. Sometimes it's a rare occurrence, but pickpocketing can happen in touristy busy areas. So just be aware of your purses in your pockets. So here is you can see the Queen Mary campus. Most of you will be studying at this big bottom part of campus. This is where our campus housing is this bottom kind of rectangular area. This is all where the dorms and everything like that are. Everything kind of over to the left here is where you'll find academic buildings, resource buildings, any staff buildings, everything like that. So as you can see, one of the things that I love about Queen Mary is we're one of the only campuses it's actually a campus-like community. It's not just buildings spread throughout the whole city. But the reason it is called the Mile End is because it is exactly 1 mile out from the original financial district. So at the bottom part, on this busy street, that's where the Mile End tube stop is. At the top over here, that's closer to where the Stepney Green one is. If you're taking a look at campus, though, you can see that we are along a very busy street with plenty of restaurants, cafes, pubs, grocery stores, everything that you need. And it heads directly into the city. Where you are located is a very hustle bustle area. It has a lot of locals, so there's not much touristy stuff there, but it is still a very busy area. One of my favorite parts is at the bottom part of campus, you can see that there's a whole canal here. There's a lot of houseboats that are on it. Kind of gives you like the Venice and Amsterdam vibes, but it runs right along campus, and there's a little park out front where students, you can find them eating lunch, studying, just getting out in some nature as well. And you can see that there's a park nearby too, if you guys just want to get out and about and see some nature. So for campus housing, for those that applied for campus housing, a contract from the housing services team will be sent directly to you if you're eligible. So please respond to that ASAP once you receive that. Our campus housing, it's fully immersive. We're mixing you with other study abroad students, first year Queen Mary degree seeking students, maybe other UK students as well living on campus. You're not going to be living with anyone else from your local university unless you requested to do so. But what's nice is that things are a little different where you have your own private bedroom. You'll have about 4 to 9 students per flat, depending on what building you're specifically in. You might have your own private bathroom, or it might be a shared bathroom, but you'll always have a shared kitchen and cooking area and living spaces too. The security team is right there as well, 24 hours if you need them. Campus, though, in general, we have laundry, cafes everywhere, and I'm telling you, there's cafes almost in every academic or resource building. They're incredible. They have a full cafe, a lot of grab and go, awesome sandwiches, sushi, salad, stuff that's just delicious. We do have a gym on campus, any sort of convenience shop and zero waste shop. So if you need any sort of like groceries and you don't feel like walking across the street, you can walk to our one that we do have on campus. We do have one campus dining hall called The Curve. You can set up a meal plan later on, which will be in your arrival guide, where you can set up if you want to do 1, 2, or 3 meals a day. But if you're doing campus housing, you will have a kitchen too. And there's also one pool street as well. The East End. So that is where campus is located. That is where everything that your life will be while you are on campus. So originally it was like an immigrant hub with like an industrial background, but today it is still very diverse, artistic, entrepreneurial. Like I said, a lot of locals live around there. So it is still very, very busy. Campus, though, you have every shop, restaurants, pub, grocery stores, coffee shops, markets, cinemas, and so much more. Do not feel like because you're not in the touristy parts of London, you don't have access to anything. You have access to everything in the East End. We have a lot of parks, the Mile End Park and the Victoria Park. I highly recommend the Victoria Park on a Sunday. Please just want to get out in nature. It's a big park. You'll see people walking, exercising, lots of dogs. And on Sundays, they have their like a flea market kind of stuff like that too, which is really cool. And then that canal I mentioned earlier. We also have a lot of different areas, markets and popular roads and lanes where you can find, different flower markets and other things. So take advantage of just admiring those on the weekends or in your free time, just to see different places, try new food, shop, everything that you need. But the East End is really a great location. It gets you to every sort of touristy area that you need to throughout London through the public transportation, or if you feel like walking, you can do so too. Okay, so academics at Queen Mary. So we do have 14 academic schools. Not only do you have our global partnerships and opportunities team support, but each academic school has a study abroad coordinator as well to help if you need anything during the add drop period or have any sort of general academic questions about school or anything like that, the exams. They're there to help you as well. Some big differences between about the UK is that liberal arts is not a commonplace, but you also hear, we call them modules, another name just for classes and courses, so kind of get used to that. The modules do come in about 2 different parts, lecture and seminar. Maybe some modules might have a laboratory component, so please do keep that in mind. But I think the big thing to know is that it is more of an independent kind of self-study. You're going to have less contact time that you might be used to at home. You can still access the professors or the academic schools as much as you need, but it's more of like a self-study outside the classroom. You're not going to have periodic like quizzing and testing, like constant like team projects and stuff like that. Your final grade might be based off of one or two assignment, one exam, one big project. So it is a lot of self-study outside the classroom. During Welcome Week, you will get a chance to learn everything about our Students Union. Please take advantage of this. It is the best way to meet people, not just study abroad students, but full-time students that are going to campus too. We like really encourage that you guys take advantage of this. It's just kind of the same thing at your home university. We have over 300 sports clubs and societies ranging from a variety of different topics and stuff like that. But during Welcome Week, you'll get a chance to interact with them and learn all about the different student organizations and what they have to offer. So not only do you have the Global Partnerships and Opportunities team support, you have the Academic Schools Study Abroad Coordinator support, but we also have even more support services on campus for you. If any of you have any sort of visa or immigration questions or concerns, we have a whole team for the International Advice and Counseling Services. They're great and can help you answer any questions that you need. If any of you have a learning accommodation or require any sort of assistance in the classroom, we have a disability and dyslexia services team to make your classroom experience more accessible. If you're going through culture shock, just need to talk to somebody, something's going on at home, whatever you need, we have an amazing team at the Advice and Counseling Services area who are there to talk with you if you need anything. We have student health services, so you can register with the National Health Service upon your arrival and can use that on the Queen Mary campus for health services, so they're there to help you if you have any questions. And then for students of all major religions or even, non-religious students, we have the Multi-Faith Center in Chaplassany. There is mindful sessions, faith dialogues, access to faithful leaders, safe prayer spaces. It's a whole building dedicated just for that. So please take advantage of that too. And that is it. If you have any questions, please email us. Check out our Instagram. We are so excited to see you in January. But yeah, if you need anything, please just let us know. Have a good day, everyone.